Hello, this is Susan Avery with My Purchasing Center. I am in Las Vegas at the ProcureCon Indirect West Conference, here with Jamie Crump, Director of Indirect Strategic Sourcing and Supply Diversity for United Rentals. Jamie, can you tell us about your role and responsibilities at United Rentals?
Sure. I have responsibility. Indirect for us is anything we don't rent or sell. We're a heavy equipment rental company. So it's pretty much all the infrastructure, which could be anything from IT, telecommunications, consulting, benefits, fuel, pretty much anything that we need in order to run the operations in our branch system.
Any particular categories that you're working on now? Anything, initiatives that you'd like to talk about?
Sure, we have several that we have underway right now. There's a large one that we're doing for facilities. We have 550 branch locations throughout the U.S. and Canada, and so we want to not necessarily looking to centralize that, but looking to get everything under a structured contract, so that when the branches need to have some sort of repair done, it doesn't have to take a lot of time out of their day. There's a place that they can go. They can select from a number of companies, 2 or 3, if they need roofing repair or HVAC, and they can do it with confidence that the contract is with somebody who's licensed, who's insured, who has the certifications to do the work that they're advertising to be done. Another large one that we're working on right now is in marketing. We're doing a complete revamp of our website for the first time in several years. So there's a lot of things that we're incorporating into that. We're taking an approach of extranet, which is for kind of the myur.com. So if you're a URI customer, this is something that's going to be specific for you. Then the internet, which is for the masses who are coming in and prospective customers who are coming to our site and looking for information about us. And then eventually intranet, which is usually the last part that gets done, which is supporting the internal employee base.
So procurement's involved in that?
Procurement's very involved in that. Yeah, we have a very close alignment with the marketing group, and also with IT. I'm actually co-located with the IT group, so we work pretty closely with them as well. And we've been involved from concept to getting funding for the project for them. We assisted in that endeavor, and supplier selection, and now we're in the process of doing things like discovery and design and rolling it out, and we're part of that project team as well.
And what does your team bring to that?
They bring a number of things to it. They obviously, there's the stuff you usually hear about with sourcing. I mean, we're generating a lot of cost savings for it. But also, I think one of the key things that we deliver on that side of the business is just making sure that we have a very tightly written scope of work, so that we can ensure that for the funding that we're spending, we're getting all of the deliverables and pieces of the website that we intended to get. I think a lot of times the biggest risk there is you spend all the money and you get 70% of what you thought you were going to get for that money. So we work to make sure that you're getting 100% of what you were going to get with the funding that you receive.
Now, you said that you're involved in supplier diversity as well. What are you doing in that area right now?
Right now with that, we're looking at actually expanding some of the data metrics. Data is certainly, like with sourcing, it's king. And we're looking to expand that. Our database today is difficult for all of our locations to get a hold of. So we're looking at companies that can help us bring a centralized source to bring all of the potential companies together so that they're there when you need it. Right. We attend a lot of events, we're involved in a lot of activities, but most of our stuff has 2 and 3 year timelines. So if it's currently under contract, it may be a couple of years before we're actually bidding it out again. You certainly want to make sure that you can go put your hands on those companies that you've met during that time period, so that you can include them in the next round. And also, if something comes up and you need something in the interim, then you want to be able to reach out and touch those. We have requirements within the organization that if it's over a certain dollar limit, we do include supplier diversity companies. So I want to make sure that as easily as possible I can get that information out to the sourcing managers.
Now back to the conference. You've been involved with ProcureCon for a while now. What do you find most valuable from these conferences?
You know, I've been involved in ProcureCon Indirect since it started, and it's just a great group of people. I like the level of sourcing people that are attending ProcureCon. More than any other group that I'm involved in, I find that I'm in contact with those people in between events. Very often you go to some of these and you see people year after year and you may stop and talk to them at that point in time. But I've really just got a sense of community about ProcureCon Indirect, and I reach out and those people reach out to me throughout the year. And it's just a great network to be able to if you want to bounce an idea off of, or you can send it out to the folks in your network, I'm getting ready to do facilities, what has everybody else been doing? And you just always come back with some great nuggets that you can incorporate. And, it's also, it can be a little lonely at times when you're trying to, start teams and build processes up. And it's just great to have that network that you can reach out to.
And this particular conference, what are you bringing home? Any takeaways you want to tell us about?
Yeah, there's always something. We had a luncheon today that several of the attendees came to, talking about kind of how to build out succession planning, how to grow your teams, how to help them continue to develop, and there was just some excellent things that people are doing that are so simple that you just wonder why you haven't been doing them already. But just being able to sit down with a group of about 15 or 20 people and just exchange those kinds of ideas was just phenomenal. I told one person as we were leaving, I said, this is the one that paid for the trip. I mean, there's always one, and today that was it. But there's also been great sessions. There was a great one that the folks from Google did today on how they approach sourcing, which is very different, I think, from what the norm is, and there were some great ideas there. And Carol Danoff from Mattel did an excellent session on spend analysis today. Just had some great information in there.